Good evening. I hope you're all well. We're gonna be playing some more Dead Space tonight. Hopefully we're gonna beat it. We're also going to be listening to the new Creepcast. So I hope you enjoy it. And we're also going to be listening to some dark ambient music or whatever. The dead shall inherit the earth. Dark undead ambience for silent nights. Ooh.
Welcome back to Creepcast! Today we're covering a short one, albeit we're not going to stretch it out too long. I hear the hens in the back babbling right now, talking about how we're going to stretch this out. But today we're doing a story called My Dog Was Lost for 3 Days. What came back wasn't my dog. I love the title. Can I just say that? Can I be so bold?
It's a good title. It's a good title.
Who's complaining?
Riding off of
I don't mind the longer
from
episodes. I like when the episodes are long.
Banger. It was great. It was a fan
Whatever.
suggestion. You all killed it.
Everybody's
so
big
this one's
complainers.
another fan suggestion. This time for Twitter. So let's see if you guys can go 2 for 2, or if you are absolutely going to bomb right here.
Dog water.
Also, I shaved.
Suggestion.
Also, I shaved.
Did you shave your mustache?
I did. No, I still have the mustache. I shaved.
That's all that's on the Reddit, dude. People love the mustache. They're looking for mustache rides
like
left
it?
and right. A lot.
Oh no.
Hold on,
They
let me
like
turn
the
the light.
mustache. It's
Also,
terrible.
feedback.
My wife keeps calling me a cop. She keeps saying I look like a cop.
You're a fed,
There.
dude.
It's just horrible.
This is a hoodie we're dropping in November. Black Friday memes.
Hold on, I got mine. I laid it over here. That was not that chair.
Now the blue matches the rest of the
And it has a little Creepcast meme on the sleeves. It looks very swag, very hot. I'm wearing mine. It's
Creepin' They Cast.
It's very, very, very cute, very swag. I like it. It's nice. So you know, if you want any updates on that, like I said, or as we said before too, the story recommendation for today came on our Twitter, so feel free to follow our Twitter, that kind of stuff. And also, if you're listening,
Be sure to
watching
like
this
and
on YouTube,
subscribe.
huh?
I need to get a camcorder. That's the next thing I want to do.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please. But if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, maybe consider watching it or listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, where we are desperately crawling for the top 10. If you guys can get us into the top 10 of Spotify, I'll do a backflip.
At the time I'm looking at it right now, we are exactly 1 spot behind Ben Shapiro.
We have been battling Ben
Terrible
Shapiro
news.
for far too long. We need to leave him behind. Leave him behind.
It's my kitty again.
41 in the
He's here
world,
to
I
sit
think,
on
or at
my
least the
neck.
United States.
United
41
States.
Hi,
is
kitty.
41 of English-speaking podcasts, so...
Not bad. Not bad
Hi,
at
Mr.
all.
Kitty.
It's pretty high. We're like 10 spots ahead of Shane, what's his name? Shane Gillis of his podcast. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty
All right,
popular one.
so let's
We're
get
doing
started.
all
I just want to say, 2 weeks away from Creepcast Live, dude.
right. We are.
Very excited. We're starting off in the Boston area, and then we're heading down to New Orleans, and we head over to Phoenix, and then we end it all in LA. Very excited to see all of you. I feel like we should have some kind of ground rules. Should we have any ground rules?
All right.
Any ground rules? Don't molest me. Do it to Hunter. Yeah.
And I can
Here's
turn
a
that
ground
down
rule for
just
me,
a little
dude.
bit.
I don't fucking want... Let me think.
All right.
I was gonna say I don't want any art or gifts, but I actually would very much like that.
Look, here's the thing. Here's what I found out on the first tour. The art and gifts are greatly appreciated, but I'm living out of a carry-on during the whole tour. I have no way to transport it, right? So if it is a large amount, it just becomes a thing, right? Now, luckily, the last tour, I had a friend who lived nearby who I gave it to, and he shipped it to me.
Hang on,
so
I
that
need to be
worked out.
right back real
But
quick.
it adds layers, right? So
I'll tell you.
just be mindful.
Here's mine.
I wanna make sure
Here's
the cats
mine.
have
Don't
food
be
and
a
water.
fucking psychopath. How about that?
Guess what? Streisand effect. Guess what's gonna happen now?
Well, that's not the Streisand effect. this is, people, they're gonna be like, oh, I was planning on being a crazy mess. Sit there politely, enjoy your show, then leave. That's the common courtesy you can at least give me. And then you can bug him. I don't care about him. You can do whatever you want to him.
We want to take a quick break from the show to tell you about today's sponsor. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I don't go to the doctor as much as I should. Booking appointments, figuring out insurance, despite almost kind of maybe going into med school before I dropped out, I don't know a lot about it. But thankfully, ZocDoc is here to help. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors. Choose the right one for your needs and then simply click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skin care, and much more. You can even filter doctors by ones that take your specific insurance, doctors that are nearby, doctors that are highly rated. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. Most of us won't go to a restaurant without checking reviews for it. So why should visiting a doctor be held to a lower standard? And you don't want to admit it, but you should probably get yourself checked out, especially if you're watching this podcast. So stop putting
All right,
off those doctor
and I'm
appointments.
back.
Go to ZocDoc.com/creepcast
And so is he.
find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That is ZocDoc.com/creepcast or ZocDoc.com/creepcast to get in on this incredible offer today. Thank you so much to ZocDoc for sponsoring the episode. It really does mean the most. And now, a word from Hunter.
This episode is written by Chewing Skin, uploaded 9 years ago. So
There
this
we go.
is some primo, 2015.
Hey,
era
Spurg Snake. Good to see ya.
This is
Just started listening to Creepcast r/no sleep. My dog was missing for 3 days. And I'm also hopefully about to finish chapter 10 of Impossible Mode on Dead Space. So if you want to stick around, keep me company, and tell me if I miss any loot or anything. I don't know, or whatever. You don't have to stick around. Thanks for stopping by either way.
dare I say, the golden years. So I'm looking forward to it.
Right in the thick of it. And it seems that Chewing Skin, I'm trying to see, it looks like they've done other stuff as well. I'm trying to see, I'll find more information at the end, but there's definitely...
I just loaded the marker onto the shuttle, or I'm about to anyway.
My grandma lived under the house, which sounds like another great title.
I love that, dude. My grandma lives under my house, too.
So we'll see how this story goes.
This is still just a little bit too
What I really
loud.
want to happen with a lot of these stories is people hear it, they're like, oh, that's cool, and then they go check out the rest of the author's stuff, or if the author has a book, they support them there. That goes a really long way. So I know they appreciate it, we certainly appreciate it. So yeah, if this story's cool, be sure to check them out. That is Chewing Skin on Reddit, which for one is a fun name of a horror author.
Yeah,
There it
Chewing
is.
Skin rules. It's a fun name.
Yeah, goes hard.
All right, let's start this.
Let's get into it. My dog was lost for 3 days. What came back wasn't my dog.
It was a cat.
It was a cat. You know what's weird? When you said let's start it, anytime I go to eat food,
Hey, are
I
you
always
okay?
pray before I eat, right? And then
Hey,
just
man, are you
then,
good?
when you were like, okay, let's start it, I felt the need to pray. Like this
Hello?
was a meal.
Is it because I look like a
Buddy.
Sure.
Oh no, I severed his legs.
That's what you want this to mean?
Oh no, I killed him.
You do that. Okay, anyway. As a kid, I was raised in a small fishing community on the eastern side of Canada, surrounded by the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the Boreal Forest. The entirety of the land was close to 4,000 foot square, with an even smaller number of residents sprawled out over Main Street. Main road running straight through our little town. Farming houses were spread widely between areas of trees that were changed to domestic residential homes when agriculture stopped being profitable. In total, our community is surrounded by a vast expanse of ocean and a seemingly endless barrage of trees that spread over 55% of
I like it, it's
Canada's
finally getting
entire
cold.
country. I spent most of my life hunting in those woods, so you can imagine my joy when my parents got me a hunting dog. What was that noise? That was like a growl.
No, I did.
Like, rawr.
No, I did.
Rawr.
You ever have a hunting dog?
Rawr. My family did stuff like that. I know, like, the kind of hunting I did as a kid was always like deer hunting or like turkey
Okay.
hunting. I really need a dog for that.
We did a lot of
hunting
pheasant hunting.
dogs. Oh, you did a lot of pheasant hunting?
Yeah. So
You said?
that
Yeah.
pheasant and duck and stuff. So we had a catcher basically.
I got plenty of ammo.
My grandpa.
Did you have
As
one,
long
or
as I'm
did
not
you have,
sloppy,
like,
I should be
several?
okay.
Well, we had one, and then my grandpa, who had a stroke, he would sit in this electric wheelchair, and his fucking mouth would be open, and his eye is blind in one eye, and he fucking shot the dog in the head, and that was really traumatizing.
Like on accident?
Yeah, well, I would assume so. I mean, the man, I don't know why he had a gun in his hand. I was too young to really process that this was a horrible thing, but no. Also, sorry, trigger warning, dog death.
A little late for that. Hold on. Were you there?
Yeah, I was right next to the dog.
How old were you?
I was probably 7.
You were 7 years old, sitting next to your beloved hunting dog, and your grandfather, what'd you say?
My grandpa.
Your grandpa just blew its brains out right next to you.
Yeah, well, not. I mean, it shot him in the head. Yeah.
Huh.
Did it? Okay.
I mean, I'm just letting you know what happened. I was just wondering.
That's a lot.
Okay, I got Stacy
was-
there
it
on
was
the
just
wall.
a thing.
Like, yeah, I had a hunting dog, but you're like, when I was 7, my grandpa. Wait, so did he shoot it on purpose, or what?
No,
Did he just
I don't
have
think
a
so.
gun in his? He was just holding a gun in his wheelchair as he was like disabled from a
Yes.
stroke. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it might as well have been you that got shot. It was just like an accident.
Could have very easily happened. Let me just tell you that. Could have happened. It was sad. I feel like this is going to just bum everybody out. We should probably just not even include that.
Yeah, this is not a good story, Hunter.
Should include it. I think that has to go in the episode. That is a legendary hunter confession.
Why?
To just
How,
drop
I,
out of
that
nowhere.
was just a confession. It's just something that happened in my life.
The story mentioned a dog, and you're just out of nowhere like, I was 7 years old. My grandfather.
Yeah, and I just, well, yeah, my grandpa just blew my dog's head off.
In the show, and
You
story's
know,
never been
whatever.
written.
You know.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
word
happens
hunting
sometimes.
Dog, like, was a flash. It was like a trigger phrase. It sent you back.
Literally
to,
was a trigger phrase. That's true.
Marker, don't make me feel so good.
Gosh, that's
You're
brutal.
not wrong.
Do you think? Hold on. Would you just, I don't know, hypothetically say that maybe that potentially had some effect on your development that led you to where you are now,
Nah.
perchance?
Probably not. No.
I don't think so. It definitely is as creepy as you going.
It
to
did make-
find
it did make me a
dogs,
lot more
like you
funny
said
as a
earlier,
person,
Like the first
though.
episode.
Yeah, but I never found one.
You were looking.
So it's like, it's different. Yeah, I was looking, but that you.
Alright, I'm trying to min-max prep this fight.
Like,
Because I'm gonna need to stasis the Hunter coming up, and I'm gonna need to stasis him behind the engine and then blow his head
I'll
off
be
with the
honest,
engine.
Was very mean. Was not a fun dog. So I'll be honest. No tears were really shed. It was scary.
There's
It
infinite
haunted me.
stasis there,
I was
so I'll
scared
leave
in the
that
moment,
here.
I can tell.
Okay.
That was
With the
that was just
backup
a lot.
pipe
Okay, I'm
right
not gonna-
here,
This is the
and
first
then
know that
I'm stuck
anymore
on the
because
first
I feel-
paragraph of this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
We got
prep it to you,
explosive
but whatever, that felt kind of rough.
and
but you have to leave it in the
spike.
episode. That's non-negotiable. So, anyway, Sandy was a Shetland sheepdog. While they were more fit to be herding and tracking sheep over grassy plains rather than rabbits and deer through dense forests, it didn't stop me from taking him with me on every excursion I possibly could. Sandy had been by my side for enough hunting trips that he'd grown accustomed to waking up just before breaking daylight, and on a few occasions helped track down small game like squirrels and rabbits. in considerably
still
large
cold.
areas
I
of
need to grab
forest.
this jacket right here.
Sandy wasn't my property and wasn't treated like he belonged to me. Sandy was a member of the family, my best companion, and my truest friend. That was until my grandfather shot him in the head while I said,
You too? Small world.
That was just a big story for me to just like forget about all at once. I apologize. Okay. I think fondly back on all the
Alright,
times
let's do
he'd
this.
sit in the front seat of the truck without being told, ready to go for a walk in whatever part of the forest I took him to. I can honestly say that there will never be a dog that will fill the void Sandy left in my life. I find that dog lovers relate to that sentiment more than others. It was October 30th, the first day of deer hunting season. I'd been talking with my family about taking Sandy, my hunting gear,
Ooh,
some
chocolate
essentials
bars.
to one of the cabins my grandfather owned in his heyday. Uh-oh, we're introducing a grandfather now.
This is actually becoming. This is unveiling to be something horrible. Okay.
One of the cabins my grandfather owned in his heyday off an unmarked road a few hundred miles into the wilderness for a few days. This was met with a lot of protesting, but nothing could stop me from getting in sometime looking for wild
Yeah,
game
this is
in an
Osiris.
area that wasn't already picked clean by illegal hunters earlier on.
Hi,
in the
Osiris.
month. Everything was packed into the old blue Ford, Sandy included. A few hours of driving later, we were setting up camp in one of my grandfather's secluded old cabins. Here's where things get screwed up. Sandy, I'm so sorry. This like unironically.
Is this my life?
This is
Like,
might just be what happened.
good God.
It's pretty close. We were going pheasant hunting in Kansas.
Wait, is it too late to go back and save now?
Pheasant hunting in
Yeah.
southern Missouri.
All right.
I'm like, Grandpa?
Is that you?
Grandpa?
My 7-year-old cousin watched this unfold. He now talks about the grossest, most
Here we go.
disturbing
No.
things he can online.
He's extremely respected.
You want me to read the text you sent me earlier?
Which one?
About you going to the bathroom?
Why do you have to? Why do you have to
Hey, buddy.
shame me? It says, can I not just talk with my friend? You also, here's the thing too, you only responded with okay to it.
Yeah, what other response do you want me to have to that, right?
A conversation.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll go with one.
Tried to shield for disaster relief efforts for the Appalachian Mountains, I would have tweeted that screenshot.
Well.
But what I don't want to happen is some, like, FEMA workers like, oh, maybe we can get aid. And
Okay, hold on.
my
Hold on,
and
boys.
they're-
I gotta be able to hear this combat. Ow, ow, ooh, ow, okay. Grab that. Why didn't that... Come on. Alright. Come on. Are we done? Alright, big boss, come on over here. Whoa, nice to see ya. I will take that arm, and you can have it back. Two seconds, boys. Okay. I'm not liking this damage y'all are doing to me. Y'all can have one more of those. And you can eat shit. Cool. Whoop. Now come on over. All right. Goodbye. Oh no! Okay, 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 I wasn't ready for that.
Bring convergence. Make us whole.
This is new. This didn't happen in the first game. Oh, bye, Mercer. Okay. Where am I? What happens to me? Plasma cutter, plasma cutter, plasma cutter, plasma cutter, plasma cutter. Come on! All right. This isn't funny anymore. Are we done, video game? Oh!
Fuck this ship.
You're alive. Altman beat me.
Fuck Altman, too. Kendra?
I'm here. But every alert on the Ishimura is screaming. Critical damage to internal systems. The marker just ripped right through the ship. Something pulled it down to the cargo bay.
Kind. Pilot the shuttle to the hangar. I'm going after the marker.
Report. Amelia, quickly.
Wait, Dr. Kine. That guy's lost it. He killed the captain. We can't trust him near the marker.
No, he didn't. I watched the log. That's not exactly what happened.
I'm heading to cargo. You ping Nicole's rig and tell her where to go.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. When I get the marker, we're all getting out of here.
That was stressful. But I did it! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Chapter 11. What deck am I on? I don't know, but I'm gonna go forward and open that door. Hi, gamer MNK92. Gamer, is that, what is that, monkey? I don't know. I'm playing on Impossible. I almost got my ass kicked by the tentacle. I absolutely obliterated everybody inside of the shuttle bay. I was definitely ready for that fight. 100% I was ready for that. I even have leftover loot. No health packs, but I have leftover stasis. Okay, well, there was like infinite stasis in the room, so either way. I lived. That's the important thing. Awesome. Is it crazy on impossible difficulty? No, mathematically, it's the exact same difficulty as hard difficulty. Like, enemies do the same amount of damage as hard difficulty. You do the same amount of damage, you take the same amount of damage, etc., etc. The only big difference is, that impossible difficulty, you only have one life. So if you die on impossible, you have to either restart the whole game, or you can continue your save, but it'll lower the difficulty back down to hard. You can save as many times as you want. Like as you can see, well, no, not one save slot. So, like, I can save as many times as I want. Like, for example, like, right now, I'm just gonna, boop, alright, I'm just gonna go back to the main menu, I'm done. It's so you can quit whenever you want. And then once you pick back up the game, you know, you load back into the game, you pick your save if you want to go back into your impossible save, if you want to play on easy or whatever, but once you get back in, you just continue, and you're right back to where you were, as long as you haven't died yet. So as long as you know this game really well, you can easily beat impossible mode, I'm pretty sure. All I'm running is plasma cutter force gun, because force gun's really good and the ammo sells for a lot. So any ammo I'm not using, I basically sell, and it's just a moneymaker. Plus, I know Dead Space 1 enough. I've never played the remake yet, but the remake isn't too different from the original game, so I'm pretty confident that I can beat this.
They're like, never mind.
It wasn't that bad. I was just telling you something honest that was happening in my life, dude.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna keep reading. I had spent most of the time of my life. There's a lot of I can't tell if I'm just like dyslexic today, or if some of the sentences have looped phrasing like that a lot. Like
It feels a
I
little
had
clunky.
spent most of the time of my life.
It's just a little clunky. Yeah.
I'd spent most of the time of my life being in the wilderness. There were
Do you have
only
any
a
notes?
handful of times that things had gotten
Just
weird
one.
for me. But usually, everything can be explained with scientific reason. That's why I brushed off Sandy's weirdness on the first few nights, chalking it up to the nervousness.
Awesome. We'll try to beat it on hard and then move to impossible. Wanted to play a plasma cutter only challenge. Yeah, one gun is a really good challenge because the game is easy enough with the plasma cutter. I just didn't want impossible mode plus the one gun challenge, so that's probably the best way to do it. Important thing to know though, if you beat impossible mode, you can do impossible mode new game plus. There's no way to do new game plus impossible mode, but you can do. So if you beat hard mode, you can't do hard mode new game plus and then start impossible mode. You can only start impossible mode fresh, but if you beat impossible mode, then you can do a new game plus a second time on impossible mode.
Of a dog that's capable of hearing the far-off noises of various coyotes, wolves, bears, and moose. This was untouched territory, of course. There'd been plenty of time for wildlife to set up camp here too. The first night was fairly normal. I'd set up Sandy's bed in the corner of the living room, next to the TV that looked like it came out of the early 90s. I figured I'd give Sandy the option to have some place to lay down for a while, despite the fact that he slept curled up with me 9 times out of 10. Close to 10 at night, Sandy looked straight at the wooden door and whined.
I hate that.
When dogs do that.
There's nothing that pisses me off more than when you're like laying in bed, maybe you're a little scared, and then your dog's just like sitting straight up looking at a wall.
Yeah.
And you're like, so what are you looking at? What could you possibly be looking at?
Hey.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah, come here. And they don't respond to you at all. Come here.
Yep.
And they're just like,
Do you know that painting? It's the dog looking at the empty door.
I don't think so.
It's some classic, like people use it a lot. I see it referenced in media all the time.
Mr. Clark,
All
we're
the
approaching
time.
the hangar bay. We'll meet you there with the marker. Yes, Amelia, soon. We'll send the hive mind back into the darkness.
Is there any way to go back to the executive room? Because there's a lot of loot
So
in there
glad
that I
you
didn't pick
got
up.
our only escape shuttle. Shit, Isaac. Those things you've killed, their biomass is pulled down in the cargo bay. It's recombined itself into.
Cool.
Well, it's something huge, and the marker's embedded right in the middle. How the hell do we do this?
I've got the Ishimura's cargo cranes. They can move half a bay of mining gear, no problem. If whatever's down there wants to wrestle for the marker, I'm in.
Override the safeties, and yes, it might work. But hurry. We're losing critical systems fast.
Could be worse. Doing a blind playthrough now, hoping for the best. In PS5, the trigger seems to make me watch out for ammo. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, it goes through ammo too quickly? I love the fact that Dead Space 2, the remake has all the Dead Space 2 controls, especially the pick and throw. Yeah, being able to rip off limbs is super important. Especially the gravity. Like, the remake is so good, honestly. Huh.
Warning. Structural integrity compromised. Warning. System failures detected. Unable to reroute critical functions.
Ah, nope. I messed it up. Hey, what's up? It gets harder to pull the trigger with less ammo in the cutter. Oh, yeah, because it has, like, the dynamic trigger to it. That's pretty cool. Nobody else? Alright. Nice try. Idiot. I have it both on Xbox and PS5. PS5 version is a bit more responsive and makes you more want to conserve ammo more. Ah, that's good. I'm playing it on PC. That's where I play mostly all my games. Thanks for stopping by the stream, by the way. What games do you like the most from any software on the list? Oh, what games do you like the most? Any From Software on the list? Oh, the only From Soft game I've played is Elden Ring, and I've only played the first, like, maybe 2-3 hours of it. I had a friend who was playing with me on it, and them and I have stopped playing because, you know, life gets in the way and stuff. I've never played any From Soft game other than that. What games do you like the most? Like, what are my favorite games? Like, that's hard. Dead Space is on the list. I like Prey, Halo, Warframe. I like a lot of indie games. I've played Cocoon this year. That was really good. Creature in the Well was fantastic. I like Nintendo games. I like Breath of the Wild. That was fantastic. I liked its follow-up, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm looking forward to Metroid 4. I'm like a gamer of all trades. If it's a good game, I like it. I played Mass Effect last month. This month I'm playing the Dead Space remake, and I'm playing The Outer Worlds because I'm doing both of them for my podcast. Okay, I don't want to go to... I want to go back to crew quarters.
Crew deck. Now arriving at the crew deck.
I'm gonna go back to playing that as soon as I beat this. Okay, where is that shuttle bay? I wish I just knew. Okay, it's downstairs. I hear Ghost of Tsushima's good. I'd like to play Bloodborne, but it's not on PC, you see. I found it. Wait, no, let me in there. All my loot's in there. Okay, well, that's really important to know, so make sure you get all your loot before you kill the hunter. Because otherwise the game steals it from you. Actually, you know, I'm not even gonna kill you. Bye.
Flight deck tram control.
I need to earn some money so I can get some more health packs. I was so crazy I had to buy a PS5 just to play it. I wouldn't say it's a console seller, but you know what? I respect you for it. To be fair, I did buy a game for PlayStation that I didn't even have a PlayStation for because I was such a big fan of the series. I had to borrow my uncle's PlayStation just to play it.
Oh, what was that? Am I French now? This one.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Very
Yeah,
creepy.
I like this, but it captures that awful feeling of like when a dog is freaking out over something. You're like, all right, well, I was gonna go to sleep, but
Yeah, not anymore. Fuck that.
no, absolutely not. I figured he needed to piss and open the door to let
Hang
him
is
out,
in the cargo
not worried
bay.
about
I know
having my
that.
best friend stray too
And I
far.
vaguely know where it is because of Grum.
Instead, he sat just inside the door, looking out at the forest edge beyond the path. I too stood and looked for a few minutes before deciding he had just heard an errant critter close to the cabin. I like that phrasing, but I don't think I've seen that in a while. An errant critter.
Neither am I. Errant critter. I'll be honest, I don't even know what the fuck errant means.
I think that means like irreverent, like in my head, errant means like renegade or like errant, erring or straying from the proper course or standards. Okay, yeah. So reckless, on its own, whatever. An errant critter close to the cabin. The rest of the night was fairly normal, and Sandy slept with me fine. Second night, chalked the weirdness up to Sandy's stress. Earlier in the day, we had been walking a few miles through the woods beyond the house, and I thought I heard the sound of twigs cracking under something heavy. I hoped it wasn't a moose, because my shotgun wouldn't have stood a chance, but something changed in Sandy that I didn't pay close attention to at the time.
Alright,
He hunched
curious to
himself
see
on
the
his hind
remake
legs,
version of this
his
room.
front pressed close to the ground. His mouth pulled up over his teeth, and he growled towards nothingness. I figured we'd try hunting again later, if whatever it was had left and should he be feeling up to it. But once we were inside, he didn't want to move. Even when I tried to get him to go outside and do his business, he sat at the door and cried, wailing at me to let me know he didn't want
Alright,
to
I
go
can't
out there.
see anything else down there.
I didn't pressure him. If he pissed on the floor, so be it. Sandy never acted up before. I could excuse an accident or two if he really didn't want to be out there. It must have been a bear, I thought, before locking the door and calling it a night. third night is where things went to hell. No sleep. And I still don't fully understand what happened. Sandy didn't eat all day. I managed to shoot a rabbit in the early morning when Sandy decided he didn't want to be outside any longer than he had to and retired inside for the day. I cooked it up, threw a little gravy on it, and gave it to my dog. I didn't do this all the time, but I figured now was a special occasion and maybe a treat would put him in the better
can I
mood
leave
for
now?
another walk the next day. Sandy didn't touch it. He didn't so much as sniff it. Instead, he sat on my side on the couch, watching the doorway intently.
Emergency.
I tucked him under one of my arms, and he laid his head on my lap, eyes still locked on that door. Close to 3 hours of watching grainy VHS tapes on an outdated television set, Sandy started crying, hugging himself close to my body. This is where my judgment took me down the wrong path for the first time of many. It must sound silly, being my dog's protector rather than my dog being mine, but this was my family. I figured if there was something out there that was scaring Sandy so bad, that it was my job to do something about it. I loaded my 410, opened the door, stood in the doorway, and waited. I must have waited at least a half hour, staring into nothing. There's barely any sound, save for the faint buzz of insects and leaves rustling in the cold autumn wind. Moose aren't elegant creatures, and if it were a moose, I would have heard it coming.
Yay!
Mark, Sandy took off like a shot into the darkness of the trees.
Now I have health pack money.
Wildly. I started to get worried, despite my knowledge that my dog isn't entirely helpless in the wilderness. There were still bigger animals that would have liked to take a bite out of him if
okay, I
there
know what
wasn't
to
a lot
do
of
too.
food for the winter.
Let's see.
Heard Sandy's bark fade away in the distance, and then stop altogether.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. R.I.P. Sandy. He must have ran into Hunter's grandfather. Tragic.
No.
In his mobility scooter out there.
Yeah, all you hear
for
is
some reason.
like the wheels going.
What kind of, not to get too graphic into it, but what kind of gun was he holding? Because it's more insane if the guy who like can't move half his body has like a 12 gauge.
He had a deer rifle. Come on, man.
That's pretty hardcore.
So he can't move half his body, but he's in an electric wheelchair with like a full scoped like bolt action rifle across his leg.
Yeah.
He can't even lift that. Why? Why does he have that?
A man has pride. At least that's what they told him.
Were you guys at like a range or something, or was this just at the house?
Like a plot of land.
Okay, and people were shooting guns.
Yeah, well, people were hunting the pheasant and stuff, and probably like random shit too. Like, I mean, rabbits or what, or just even just shooting at like trees.
Because in my mind, you're in like the living room, and he's like, I ain't putting it down.
No,
got it chambered.
No.
Finger on the trigger in the house.
Whoa! Why do enemies keep spawning in here? I don't like it.
You're looking for the thick blackness of the night, and all of a sudden your dog, just like a giant dumbass, starts barking and running into the darkness where you can't even, you can't see him, and then just thinking that, oh, they're gone forever. That's like a legitimate nightmare of mine.
Yeah, I think too, like, so I like the story so far. One thing I wish it had a little bit of was a note of fear on the author's part, or our narrator, because like I consider myself
There's
someone
enemies
who's, like,
everywhere.
pretty comfortable in the woods, stuff like that. I go camping, I'm around it all the time, but even if I'm in like a tent or a cabin, like with just a couple people in the middle of nowhere, if something kind of strange happens, like we hear a weird noise or a dog gets freaked out or something,
I think I'll just buy plasma rounds. That's all I want.
Even with someone who's comfortable with it, just by the unknown, just because you know what might be out there. And so far, the narrator's kind of just been like, yeah, the dog's been weird, and like there's been a lot of fear on their behalf.
I think I kind of read it as he's a bit weirded out. I think that there could be a bit more fear, but I think too, so far, I think he's just justifying it as like, oh, animals are outside.
All right.
It's just being weird. But I do think that I think it's getting there. It's building towards that. I think at least the last couple paragraphs I think it's put him at an unease. He may have not directly said it, but just from some of the phrasing, it seems like I would say he's generally. I would
All
say
right,
scared
all
or
right.
freaked out, but I think he's unnerved at least.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess more so it's the standing outside for half an hour.
Yeah.
I think I'd be like.
I would never do that. I would never be. I would,
Yeah,
I would
I'm
never be
going
so
back
bold.
inside,
No.
yeah.
No. Would never be so bold. I don't even think I can think of a situation where I would ever do that for anybody. I don't think I would.
Thanks for stopping by.
When we were at when
Drop
I
a
was
like if
doing
you'd like.
The aid stuff in North Carolina, we had to do night watch on the equipment because, for one, animals can get into it, but also there's a lot of looting. So we took shifts for who watched like the stuff through the night. So I'm surrounded by like at least 30 people.
Why would you need to watch if it were for looters? If there's a guy who walked up, he's like, "Can I have some of this?" I'd be like, "Sure."
Well, it's people are stealing medication and stuff like that.
That's all right. What if he's got a headache? I love Abbott.
Hey, I need all of your.
Well, I wouldn't give him
oxygen.
all of it, but I'd be like, here's a couple pills, dude. Fucking goddamn, your feet are probably wet. Rough time, man. Got wet socks, wet shoes. I'm like, damn, here's a towel and here's some Advil, some Oxycontin. I don't know. Fucking rough pumpkins right now for everybody.
The concept of stealing from an aid station is pretty wild. There was one aid station down the street from us that got held up at gunpoint. And another one that got held up at knife point.
Didn't mean to do that, but
it's like you can just get in line. Like, why are you pointing guns at people? You could just.
It's tumultuous times. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why, to me, I would put it all in a raccoon trap. That way, a human could easily get to it, but a raccoon they would fumble and they would get caught. So that's how I would delineate it. It'd be an honor system, is how it would be, which I think is always good business.
But to the point I was saying, like we were, the property was like pretty middle of the woods. So even then, with a bunch of people there, like whenever I'd get like the outskirts of the camp at night, I still get that like instinctive like noises in the woods, and I can't see what's out there. That makes me uneasy.
I think you get snapped back to the reality of the situation. When it's
no enemies this time.
When you're sitting out there and it's just pitch black and there's no noise except like faint cracks. Yeah. I think it's impossible to not be unnerved of like, ugh. Feel like something's watching.
You have to get freaked out.
Yeah.
I think it's just human.
Yeah.
So I waited hours standing in the doorway with my shotgun cocked and ready to put down whatever it was that was waiting in the woods. It was then that a man in a mobility scooter
leave my deceased grandpa alone.
I can't. That's too wild of a story to not bring up. I waited hours for Sandy to come back to the house. I waited until the sun was cracking through the trees, and then I waited until that night, sitting on my porch step, feigning off sleep deprivation to see my dog come back. Sandy did come back, but not for another 3 days. Fog had rolled in at that point, and it was getting darker. Night painting the sky navy blue. Tracking over the last few days proved futile, and I started to get worried that I need to leave and find more provisions to last me the next few nights. I couldn't leave Sandy up there, lost in the woods, cold, and probably hungry. The thought that he might be waiting out there for me to find him and bring him back home was distressing enough. I was packing the bag that hung on the coat rack next to the door with what I'd need for the next day's trip. I figured tomorrow would be the last day before I'd go into town and see if my father would help me find Sandy. He was retired. He was a retired grain man, but I was sure if I brought up Sandy's name, he'd be more than willing to help me search for him. Thankfully, Sandy... I'm sorry. Just the visual of just a guy, a half-paralyzed man on a mobility scooter.
You know what?
Just stalking through the woods at night, executing any animal.
I'm bringing my mom into this.
You're bringing your mom into this.
All right, where we at? Excuse me.
Hello? Mom?
Yes.
Isaiah is making fun of Grandpa Ernest and how he shot our dog Roger. Can you tell him that it wasn't as that big of a deal?
Yeah, it was a huge deal. I'm feeling you almost got shot.
No. He was fine.
Hello,
She can't hear
Mrs.
me.
Hancock.
She can't hear you,
Hello,
dude.
Mrs. Hancock. Can you hear me?
She can't hear you, Isaiah. Just, I mean, it was what happened to him after the fact. Ernest.
Well, that's cool.
Well, this is not fun. I'm just playing.
Okay, sorry, I'm at work. What'd you say?
What happened to Grandpa Ernest after that?
Oh, we put his ass at home.
Yeah, was it because he was shot? Because he shot the dog?
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
How many years did? I know he's. I mean, this is when I was like 7. But how?
Yeah.
Did he die in the nursing home, or did you guys at least take him out?
I think we took him out like once, but yeah, he ended up dying there.
Come on.
Well, this is a tragically sad story.
It is sad, and you know, I just say, don't shoot your animals.
All right,
Well,
there we go.
I thought it was an accident. Was it not an accident?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, this is completely taken a left turn.
You were young. You didn't know.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, this is backfired completely. I love you, Mom.
Wait,
I have to go.
ask. Hold on. Ask if.
You gotta get off, buddy.
Which is gone.
Buddy, you gotta
This
go. You
memory
gotta
is
go.
completely ruined.
All right. You're really hurting my neck.
It was an accident. It was on purpose.
You've been trying to downplay it the whole episode. Your grandfather shot that.
Hunter,
dog
you're
on
completely
purpose.
desensitized to shit, I swear.
In a home where he died. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It's not funny. It's funny how you like remembered none of it. And it's way more tragic.
I
than you
didn't know he
initially
was such a
thought.
monster.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh.
That could not have gone any. Editor, you cut that out right now.
You leave all of that in.
You cut that out. Do not leave that in.
If you do not leave that in, I'm quitting the podcast. That is the greatest. That is the funniest thing that has ever happened on this show. Oh my gosh. You going from just a normal event, like, oh yeah, it was this accident, into like, oh, we were afraid your grandfather would kill you or something, so we put him in a home.
You know,
and he died there.
You know, this is a podcast about telling scary stories here. We're deviating too far from the script here. We got to just get back to the story.
Oh my gosh, that is staying in the episode. That is the wildest thing that's ever happened on the show. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
You are going to hear about Roger until you're dead.
I waited hours. I waited hours standing in the doorway. I believe is the next line. Get me out of this hell, please.
No, I remember. Okay, so remember the jokes I was making about like he's out here in the just
It's
a
too
mobile
real.
scooter.
It's too real now.
No, it is. That is the new villain. That is up there with Mr. Wellers.
I am
as like
only
a
hearing-
cast all-timer.
It's fucked up because you've planted the seed now, and now in the woods, all I'm hearing is a mobility scooter cracking leaves and cracking branches, rolling through the darkness. Random pop shots going off in the middle of the night. And now I feel bad for Sandy.
Like, he's out here in the woods and you hear like the scooter just going through.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's get back. We're back into the story. People came to listen to a scary story. Let's give it to them right now. Boom. We're back in.
Ow, what?
I waited an hour standing in the door with a shotgun cocked and ready to cut down whatever it was. I was waiting in the woods.
All right.
I waited hours for Sandy to come back to the house. I waited until the sun was cracking through the trees. And then
Yep, that's the type of shit I just did. Uh-huh.
sitting
Now give me
on my
2
porch
seconds and
after
grab one of
fading off
these.
sleep deprivation to see my dog come back.
And your
So he did
ass.
come back. And off
Nope.
for 3 days.
Apparently that didn't work.
Yeah.
Not for another 3 days. That would fuck me up, dude. At what point do you, I mean, what's weird is, I feel like in the morning I would go searching, right? Or would you even, I would probably go that night with a flashlight, walking around trying to find him.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What? What the fuck? Why the fuck you giggling? Okay. All right. I love dogs. Okay. I love dogs.
Who else is left?
I cannot be beholden to my family. All right. It is.
It's just you calling your mom to make it better.
I needed clarification that it wasn't a big deal. It backfired immediately. All right? All right? I shot myself in the foot immediately here.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That's gonna take a while to get out of my system.
Why would it not be a big deal, Hunter?
Sandy came back before I'd even finished that train of thought. I saw him from the window on the path that led down to the main road, a few dozen feet away from the house. Normally, I'd hear him scamper to the doorway and paw at the door a few times, eager to come in. This was different. I could see the reflection of his eyes as green pearls. I'm sorry, let me redo that. I could see the reflection of his eyes as green pearls in the marker.
The marker. Good work, Mr. Clark.
What? Come on, we gotta get through this or people are gonna get mad at us, dude. I'm telling you, we have to get through this.
No, I just reflection.
No movement on the camera.
My mind filled. In his eyes, I could see the reflection of the mobility scooter getting closer.
The dog wasn't even looking at him, dude. It was from behind. Come on.
Well, I guess I win.
This story has completely been derailed. People are gonna be so fucking mad at us. I'm sorry.
Who's gonna be mad? Why do you listen to the show if it's not for this banter?
I'm a horrible person. I'm
Here
so
we go.
sorry. It is not funny that a dog lost his life. I love dogs. It's just funny that Hunter was witness to all of this and processed none of it until 5 minutes ago. Oh, man. Ah. Okay. just the image of like a guy who's paralyzed but still has a rifle for some reason.
All right.
Oh, okay. It doesn't help that in my head, you at 7 years old is just you with the exact same head and facial features you have now, just on a smaller body. Like, okay. I could see the reflection of his eyes as green pearls in the murky fog that had swamped the house. For a moment, I thought it might be an animal, but the outline of his body in the wisp of thick
I did it.
Still, despite myself,
I beat the remake of that room.
there was something different.
That
about
room
his
could be
body
deadly.
language. I stared out the window for a few more moments before reason overcame my gut instinct. Sandy could be hurt, I thought, or worse. I flung the doorway open, but he didn't come right away. Instead, he stood there, watching me intently. When he didn't move, I whistled to him.
Here, Sandy.
I coaxed him towards the house.
Here, boy.
The way he moved was different. It was as though his hips had been dislocated, and the angle of his legs
6,000.
changed direction with
Ooh-wee.
every step.
Force
As though
ammo is worth
he'd
so much
forgotten
money.
how to walk properly. His head was bowed to the ground.
I'm gonna take one
but
large
his
health
teeth
pack,
weren't
get
bared.
cocky,
The only way I could describe
and
the
grab
look
2
he
of
gave me
these.
was sheepish, like he
Oh,
just
just one
gotten
of
into
them.
something he wasn't supposed to, and I yelled at him for it.
And then I'll just grab
I thought he might hurt himself hopping up onto the elevated step if he dislocated
as much ammo
his
as I can
hips.
shove in my
Just
inventory.
fine. His back half swung a little, oddly enough, and his paws almost folded underneath himself. But he didn't go sprawling.
I'm ready to go to fucking war once I
Sat on
get to the
step
planet.
and didn't take his look off me. It wasn't until I had moved from the doorway completely, opened the door wide, and waited for him to walk in that he moved. Straight to his bed. He didn't stop my hand and sniff at me. He didn't wait for pets or jump up on me like he used to. He went straight to his bed, where he sat
Don't let this place get to
and
you.
watched me for quite some
Kendra,
time afterwards.
we're out
I
of
returned to the
time.
movie.
He's not there. I can make it if I run.
Movie at hand. I called him a few times, but he didn't respond. His ears didn't so much as raise to the sound of his voice, or the pat of my hand on the worn-out couch beside me. I'd missed my buddy, but I wasn't about to move him physically towards me. There's something about him that said I shouldn't
Anyone
have
want to
let
fucking
him in.
fight?
But I chalked it up to silliness, and a few hours later I went to bed. The more I think back on it, I don't recall him blinking once. He sat there like a statue, and when I turned off the light, I could still see the reflection of jade green following me as I went into my room and shut the door.
Do you think that you would immediately, if he was being weird like that, I would just assume that he was extremely hurt.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah, but if he was extremely hurt, I would check on him. You know, like if my dog came back and he was, for one, I always like physically harass my dogs, right? Especially when I see them, like, who's a good boy? And I'm like, you know, like rolling them around and scratching them. So I would have done that. But if he was like real standoffish and strange, I would like check him out. You know, I'd walk up and be like, how are your paws? How's your...
Once I was surprised he didn't do that with how weirdly he was walking. It's like, yeah, the dog walked up and went to his bed, but I still feel
That's
like... Anytime my dogs ever, like, walk up with a limp or they're doing something, we usually, like, will, like, feel around their legs or, like, kind of, like, stretch it out to see, like, oh, is he gonna whimper or is that what's hurting him or whatever, but it's just odd where he's like, I don't know, I should let him in.
Well, that happened with, my other dog, not the one that you all were making jokes about running in the floor behind me. I have an older dog. He was like 7 or 8. And
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Give me some force. Let's go.
And one day he was going mopey, and immediately my wife and I were like, oh, what's the problem? And we like checked out his body and stuff, and we took him to the vet. And it turns out he had effectively blown out his knee, like the dog equivalent.
I am Isaac Clarke.
Yeah, so we had to get surgery on it. But the second we saw he was acting strange, we were like, okay, what's the deal?
That's why I thought it was
we didn't
odd.
just leave him to a bed by himself, you know?
Yeah, which maybe he's just like, oh, like, you know, we'll see what happens. But to me, I feel like it's just odd in the story that it's not him being like, yeah, I mean, I tried grabbing him, but maybe it's even something where it's like, I would touch him, but he didn't even respond to me, like, feeling around, and, you know, he didn't whimper. Just something a little angle, I don't know. I just thought that was odd.
I could have sworn I heard him walk in the night. Sound of nails clicking against the wooden floor coming up to the door of my room. They were slow and deliberate. That's pretty freaky. I don't like that. They weren't like the quickness of Sandy realizing I'd gone to bed and coming to curl up. I heard the noises stop outside of my bedroom, but I didn't hear his whine. I thought nothing of it, fell into a deep sleep. When I woke in the morning, I figured it must have been a dream. Sandy was still sitting in the upright position I left him in when I went to bed. Absolutely not.
I don't like that.
Not like that at all. It was as though he didn't move a muscle the entire night. When I said good morning, he didn't so much as wag his tail.
Weird behavioral stuff like that with dog too is always just creepy.
In the first game, I don't think they mentioned that she's in there.
When the dog looks at the door, like,
could be wrong. Could be wrong.
Intently, like they're looking at something. It's the same kind of thing. You build those relationships with animals to where, if you, especially when you're like, oh, good morning, you're like, hey, you want some food, or whatever. And if the dog is just like completely still, like a statue, doesn't wag their tails, I'm either thinking I need to take this dog to a vet, or I'm thinking this dog is fucking possessed by a demon or something. I'm like, they have seen something horrible.
The game even remembers her limbs are. This game is incredible. The remake is so good.
Like your dog, like you know it so well. Like the little Benny, the little nightmare that runs around on camera a couple times. I remember one day we were outside and he was just standing looking at me and everything was fine, and then he like moved his back foot a little bit, just like shifted it, and then I was like, well, he doesn't do that, and I checked and he had a thorn in it. Like just the tiniest little movement. Kayla has this one story that's wild. You know, my wife is a veterinarian, for those that don't know. And when she was in vet school, there's a story they told, because, you know, you always hear stories about crazy pet owners who are like, I think my dog's dying, and then they look at it, it's like, no, he just, like, scratched his foot, you know, right. But sometimes owners do know what they're talking about. There was this one girl, locally to where my wife was, who came into a vet clinic, and all she said was her dog looked at her weird, which is like, what? Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, what the fuck?
She said she was standing in her house and the dog looked at her weird, and the dog never looks at her like that. So the vets were like, okay. Then she was like, I'll pay for any like test stuff you have to run or whatever. And they're like, okay, fine. And then they run a whole series of tests. The dog was in the early stages of kidney failure. And it ate something it shouldn't have. It was about to go into kidney failure, and the dog's life was saved because they caught it super early.
Yeah,
hell yeah!
That woman, I think that's fucking insane. I think that's insanely lucky. Okay, if I was in the vet, and like my dog was
Alright, where's
hurt,
the enemies?
and this one walked in, she's like, "You looked at me weird." They'd be like, "Why don't you sit your goofy ass down and let the people who have like real problems?"
9 times out of 10, 100%.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
This was the one time. This is the one time.
This was
I
the
agree.
one time.
Yeah.
Sometimes a dog,
The intuition.
like if it, because like I know it's weird to think about, but I know how my dog looks at me, right? If it ever looks at me and like its head's down and it's up, maybe it's done something wrong and I'm about to find something broken in the house, or maybe it feels bad or something, right? Like maybe just a little nuance.
That's why this story is pretty unnerving so far. Is just the idea of like no emotion, it's just like looking straight ahead and it hasn't moved at all. It's the absence of emotion, which is what's creepy to me.
Yeah, I don't think I would leave the dog, especially if I was looking for it a few days. I'm like, no, you're sleeping with me. I mean, my dog sleeps with me anyway, and he sleeps like an idiot. He waits for me to lay down, and then he rolls on his back and lays on his back across me with his legs straight up in the air, like like a terrorist. Yeah. So like if my dog was like, no, I'm gonna sit outside tonight, I'd be like, okay, you're going to the hospital. Something.
Yeah, no shit.
I would be going to the vet. Like my dog it laid weird. My dog looked at me weird. Hell, yeah. He did follow me into the kitchen, but he paused at the doorway when I put his bowl down on the floor, filled it up with supermarket dog food. Once again, his back half moved weirdly as he slowly made his way towards me. There was a nagging feeling that something was off-putting about the way he looked that day. It was like he had gotten a little longer overnight.
Cool.
Sandy hunched down again, like when he was walking to the door the night before. He didn't come to the kitchen. I figured he must have been hungry being out in the wild for so long, but he eyed me like he was waiting for me to come a little closer rather than touch the food. It goes without saying that after a few moments of a staring contest between me and my unblinking dog, I called off that foolishness and called his name out loudly. Not even a flinch. I didn't want to move closer
Dog's
to my
possessed
dog
by a
to
demon
the
dog.
kitchen door, but this was my Sandy, and the most damage he'd ever done was eat flies. Sure enough, as I passed him, he turned and his body swayed unnaturally, but he didn't move towards me. When I left that day, I couldn't find anything. The deer tracks in the mud were made a few days prior and went cold off naturally made trails through the woods. I couldn't hear bugs or birds or even the howl of a nearby coyote. The only sounds from miles away from the campsite were my own breathing and the sound of crunching leaves under my feet. When the sun started to set, I started making my way back, but I should have just packed my shit and left. Just behind a cluster of trees, with the house just visible beyond the rise, I figured I found out the reason why the animals had abandoned this place. Generally, when there are mass animal deaths, that usually means that something is wrong in the area of the slaughter.
Oh, why is it foggy?
The wildlife are usually smart enough to get the hell out of Dodge. Even cats are bred instinctively not to like drinking from water that is close to where their food is, because if you saw a dead animal close to a stream, you'd figure the stream was tainted and find another source of water. Wait, cats are bred to not like water that's close to their food?
Even cats are bred instinctively not to like drinking from water that is close to where their food is. Really?
Is that saying that when a cat like kills a mouse and eats it, it doesn't want to drink water from around that area? Is that what it's saying?
I'm guessing.
I don't
That
know.
seems weird.
That might be
never owned
interesting.
cats. Do you separate?
I guess you do. Thinking about it now, actually, my cats, they eat their food somewhere else and then they go drink their water in another spot.
Wow,
If
cats
my wife
do
was
not
here.
like their food and water right next to each other. Yeah.
Huh.
Weird.
Yeah, cat behavior.
Well, I guess we should change that.
Maybe due to cats hunting away from their water source in the wild. That's
Am I taking
interesting.
damage?
Cool, okay. Learn something new every day. Hundreds of squirrels were disemboweled and strewn across the grass in an almost perfect circle.
No?
Most
Alright.
of them were skinned alive, but when I turned to heave up all the contents in my stomach, there were a few dozen that were inside out. I couldn't help but vomit repeatedly as I tried my best to walk around the circle of tiny organs and mashed up bodies, not just over the sight, but because the smell was ungodly. I don't know how long they've been out there, but if I'd stumbled across this sooner, I'd have left Sandy in tow immediately after.
Fuck you.
Gradually, the body stopped, delved off into a random dead squirrel here and there. The biggest thing I managed to find, just a few feet off the unholy feeding ground, was a deer. It looked as though something had decided to skin it alive from hide to neck, and draped some of the skin over a branch like someone was tanning the hide. I don't know how long it had been there, but it smelled like it had been dead for quite some time, despite the fact that there wasn't a single fly. The head had been cut off clean just above the shoulders, and then I realized the organs had been removed. I moved from a walking
What is
pace
this battery
to the forest
for?
to a jog. Thankfully, the cabin wasn't too far off. I heaved one final time, wiped my mouth off on the back of my sleeve, and looked up to the house to see Sandy watching me from the window. Oh, that's such a creepy visual.
I love the idea too of the only two characters in this is just a man and his dog, but like setting up this thing of like almost the dog is getting more and more personality with the absence of personality, if that makes sense. It's odd. I'm liking this dynamic between them.
The less personality it has, the more unsettling it becomes by contrast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to reason with myself and tell myself Sandy's odd behavior could have been trauma. I know it's stupid to think of it now, but at the time, it was the only reasonable explanation I had to keep myself from going insane. The elongating body could have just been the loneliness getting to me. Sandy had realized there was something up with this place, and the second he noticed it, I should have taken this warning and taken off back into town. Once the door was shut behind me, I started packing the food and essentials back into boxes, moving quickly to try and get my things into the truck before night came. It'd be dangerous to try and maneuver my way through the trails at night, as the hills off Kelly's Mountain were steep, and the pitch darkness left my only companion being my headlights. It would have been easy to slide off a ravine and never be heard from again. I didn't want to stay one more night, but I had no choice. I'd gone back to the house just moments before the sun finally receded past the horizon, and we were bathed in a navy blue sky once again. I didn't pay attention to Sandy. He just sat at his bed and watched me pack. I figured no harm, no foul. I'd throw his stuff in the truck in the morning, and we'd be back in town before night the next day. Glancing at him for just a moment, it was a passing thought. He was looking a little longer today. When I went to bed, it was a hard time getting to sleep for the next few hours.
I hate when my dog gets longer.
You think that's... it's substantial enough to where he has to, like, actually notice the dog's torso and probably, like, hind legs stretching. But I'm wondering how long it exactly is. Like, I'm trying to picture that in my head. When he says he looks longer, do you think it's something where it's becoming uncanny, or do you think it's just barely enough to where it's like,
I think it's kind of uncanny. Have you seen like pictures of Berzois and stuff like that? You haven't seen one? You know how like when they lay down, it's like there's two of them. It looks like the way that people in horse suits are. You know, where there's a guy up front and then a guy in the back.
It's like two people.
Yeah, it's like part of them moves and then the other one moves at a different pace or something like that, right? That's kind of what I imagine. That maybe this dog. What kind of dog did you say it was? It's just a shepherd, right?
Yeah, it's like a
shepherd.
Yeah.
So you have like a sheepdog that's now getting like these kind of uncanny proportions about it. It's moving unnaturally. That's what I imagine.
Man, those things are annoying.
It's probably a stupid reference, but when I hear about him moving, I think of the Slinky dog in Toy Story.
It's almost, to me, it's almost like a person wearing a dog skin, right?
Oh, so you think that there's something growing inside the dog? Or are you just saying, like, it just feels
No,
like a person
I think what happened is this is like a skinwalker thing where they kill something and then take the skin of it and become that creature. So I think that the deer being partially, the hide of it being partially tanned in the woods is an example of that.
No, true. Yeah.
So I think the dog was killed and then, like, you know, skinned or whatever. And now this skinwalker or whatnot is like putting on its skin and basically transform. Yeah, yeah. Like wearing it, sort of. It must have been close to 4 or 5 in the morning when I heard it. The sound of whistling. The same whistle I used to call my dog. I broke out into a cold sweat when I realized that whoever slaughtered those squirrels, hung the skin up, left what he didn't need, could very well have broken into my house. Ugh. The door to my room didn't make a sound as I opened it slowly, thankfully. I waited a moment, listening to someone call my dog for a few more seconds before I dared poke my head out from the doorframe to get a good look whoever it was that could have hurt Sandy. The outside door was open. All I saw was the back half of Sandy, too long and lanky, almost coiled around the back of the door.
Oh no.
His front half was outside. Whatever it was that had impersonated my dog, it was whistling slowly, calling for Sandy. And I could have sworn that he hunched down to the ground again and said, Sandy, in the most ungodly voice I'd ever heard. I closed the door just as softly as I'd opened it. Is he saying there that the dog did that?
I think he's saying that the front half did it. That's outside. At least that's how I interpret it.
Yeah. I think that's why he's saying it. Crouched down to the ground and said it. So what it's doing is it's mimicking his voice. It mimicked his whistle.
That's what I'm thinking. Is the dog is now sounding like him. I don't think he's registered that yet, but that's kind of what I'm just thinking. He sounds exactly like our narrator.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like an uncanny, kind of broken one. Do you remember that? To me, it is one of my favorite parts of the Stairs in the Woods story. Do you remember that part where the woman hears a cat meowing off the trail?
Oh, yeah.
And then as she gets closer, she realizes it's not a cat meowing, it's what a person sounds like when they're trying to be a cat meowing.
It's definitely a guy doing a cat sound.
Which, for one, is one of the most menacing.
So creepy.
Yeah, that's horrifying. But I kind of imagine that here, but with a person's voice, right? Like, it's kind of like an animal.
What is this battery for?
Sound,
I think it sounds more. I know I did Sandy, but I'm wondering if it's like, if he said it like an ungodly voice, it makes you think it's almost like thrashed vocals or like thrashed vocal cords, almost like a
that's
something like
that's
kind
what
of
I
like
think more so. Like it's trying
like a
to build
strain or something.
The voice.
Yeah.
You also got to realize because this guy's just here with his dog, that's probably the only word he said, right? It's not like he talks to the dog.
Yeah, maybe he just Sandy or come here or whatever. Like I wouldn't be surprised after a while we hear like come here or
come here boy,
come here boy, exactly.
I don't know how long I waited with my pack pressed up against the door. I don't know how long I waited with my back pressed up against the door. I knew I left my gun in the bag on the coat rack. I know I didn't sleep. I waited until I saw the sun break over the horizon, and then I waited some more until it must have been midday, and I finally got the balls to open the door again and make a break for the truck. I wouldn't die in that place. Sandy was gone, and the door was open. His food was untouched, but the fridge was open, and all the meat was gone.
Well, I guess I'm gonna move my cat's bowl away from the food.
Made my way to the fort
now
as
I know.
fast as I could, turned on the ignition. Can't describe the feeling that overcame me as I realized that I'd have to leave Sandy in this place. I thought that he could be... The thought that he could be dead was never a thought in my mind. I don't think I could cope with the knowledge that whatever I allowed in my house, whatever disemboweled those animals, could have done the same with him. I made my way down the winding path and roads as fast as I possibly could without veering off the cliffs. I felt like I was turning in circles down this labyrinth that would take me back to that house, but when I reached the pavement on the stretch of road back to town, I felt relief wash over me. Thinking I was safe. Just as I was pulling off onto the cement, I felt something hard hit the back windshield, sending broken glass into the passenger seat.
Whoa.
I only got a glimpse of the deer's decapitated head catching on unbroken glass and tumbling into the back seat. I cried for most of the way home, hands clenching the steering wheel so hard my knuckles were white. So, as he's driving away, something chucks the deer head
Some
at
just
the
fucking
car.
like as hard as and it had to break through glass to fall into the back seat, basically.
Absolutely beamed that deer's.
I mean, like a fucking asteroid
like
going
a
into the back.
fastball push.
Yeah, literally. It's like Randy Johnson throwing a fucking deer's head into the back seat of a car
at the speed of sound. Just that would actually be like a fun shot for something, right? So imagine that you set up the shot where I'm being a nerd here, but like the camera's in the back seat looking at the back of his head, right? And you have the rear view mirror that sees his face, and then in the rear view mirror you see something fly full speed, and it comes like
face just
over
like
the camera.
Yeah, it'd be really funny. That'd be a good comedic beat.
I wish I could leave this off with a positive note.
Ooh, nice shot.
I could tell you that I found Sandy at home, waiting for me. I wish I could tell you that was the end of it. Traumatizing experience in the woods that I told you. Last night, what happened was trip to Kelly's Mountain in my head. I figured I wouldn't be sleeping for a while, listening to the wind through the
Excuse me.
I swore. I heard the
Sorry,
whistle I
Isaac.
used to call my dog
I couldn't
with,
trust him with the
coming
marker.
from the forest edge. If
What
you
my
go on trips
department
with your
sent me
dog,
here to do.
that's
Even if the Valor couldn't help me out like I wanted.
Department? Who are you?
I work for EarthGov, cleaning up a very, very old mess. I told you and him in the Aegis 7 was off limits. The planet was one big government experiment. The marker, this divine artifact, it was built by human hands.
That's impossible. It's an alien.
Hello.
The miners dug up the fucking thing.
After it was planted here a few hundred years ago. Even Kai didn't pick up on that. They found the first marker in some crater on Earth. That one. That was real. Alien. Enough to inspire unitology. Our people studied it and reverse engineered this red marker. But they needed somewhere.
Not free, but it is included with Xbox Game Pass through EA Play. So you can download it on Game Pass.
To test it.
Aegis 7.
You've seen the result. The stuff of nightmares. I thought the old reports were just hysteria. Until I saw what I saw. They sealed off the whole system, buried the records nice and clean. Until CEC got greedy. Those idiots tore Aegis 7 apart. And woke up with the old research team left behind.
So EarthGov sends you to sweep it all under the rug. Damn it, we have to return the marker. If anyone else stumbles across Aegis 7.
It was disappeared once. We can do it again. I've seen how the marker fucks with your head. It must be contained. For what it's worth, we made a great team. You'll find another way off the Ishimura. I mean, you're one hell of an engineer.
Your experiment's gonna kill us all! Daniels!
Oh well. Things happen.
It was all for nothing.
Hi, Nicole.
Isaac, come in. It's Nicole.
Where are you?
In the flight control room. Please, you have to come up here now. There's still a way out for us, but we don't have much time.
Yeah, go get a subscription to Game Pass. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, the remake is so good. It's honestly incredible. So far, I think the best remake chapter is Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is like completely remade, and I really like that. A lot of stuff is completely remade, but in a good way. Okay.
Warning. Structural integrity compromised.
But firstly, I need some tips about it. You can join my Discord that's attached to the channel. It should be like in my About Me or whatever.
Emergency. Internal hull breaches detected. Danger. Containment fields approaching maximum capacity.
Interesting.
You made it.
I tried to find you. Half the Ishimura is coming apart, and the other half swarming with those things. How'd you get here?
You cleared the way. I can always count on you.
Not this time. Daniel screwed me over.
You couldn't have known she would take the marker.
She left us to die.
There's still hope. We'll call the shuttle and remote pilot it from here. Bring back the marker and we can return it to Aegis. You can make us whole again.
I just don't know what to believe in.
It's okay, Isaac. You'll know what to do.
Talk to the general chat. I'll reply in there.
Recalling shuttle USG-09. Prepping
Well, I already did it, Nicole. Calm down.
Damn it, Isaac! You don't know what you're doing!
I know someone's gonna answer for this.
Fucking kidding me? Shit!
Warning. Escape pod launch detected from shuttle USG-09.
Escape pod. Damn! We lost her.
It doesn't matter. She can't escape her fate.
But who can? Hey, Nicole. You want to get on the shuttle with me?
Here it comes. Isaac?
I know.
I'm over here.
Ishimura's finished. If we get on that shuttle, there's no going back.
Leave no regrets. Go. I'll reprogram the shuttle with our flight path to Aegis 7 and join you on board.
Okie dokie.
You'll be watching my back?
Cross my path.
I still don't know what to do with this battery. No, Twitch is actually my secondary platform. I just multi-stream to all of them. Well, all the major ones. Hey, Jack Dahlman Jr. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I know about it, but I don't care about it. Not really. Oh no! I need that. Okay, where'd my battery go? Alright. LOL, you are diff. No, I mean, I just don't care about streaming, like, as a career or anything like that. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just streaming so I can play the games and also chat with people sometimes. Like this guy from YouTube. Of course, how are you? I'm doing fantastic, thank you for asking. I'm on Chapter 11, about to get to Chapter 12 of Dead Space, my impossible run, so I'm pretty excited to beat it. I might do a new game plus, not too sure. We'll figure it out whenever we get there, though. Ah, why is the camera like that? Alright, well the camera's busted, so... Oh no, there... No? It's weird. Alright, now it's fixed. That was weird. I mean, I don't really care about anything else. I just want to beat the impossible run.
I never doubted you, Isaac. I knew you'd come back for me.
Are you ready?
Yes. We're together again.
I'm not hallucinating, I'm not hallucinating, I'm not hallucinating, I'm not hallucinating.
This isn't how I imagined saying goodbye to the Ishimura.
Oh, so you don't think you have to make your channel attractive to have fun while gaming and streaming? My channel is attractive and stuff. I feel insulted by that, so you know,
No.
thanks.
There's no going back.
It's easier when there's nowhere to go.
I'm not gonna interact with you anymore.
This all began in the core of the planet.
Daniel said EarthGov built the marker. Some experiment they abandoned hundreds of years ago.
If you're not ready, the miracle must be as terrifying as a nightmare. The planet is restless.
Likely it's just another one of these people trying to sell me some shit they made with like
We'll put things back.
Photoshop.
We will be whole.
As if I can't do that myself. Oops, she disappeared. Well, we're in dead space now. What brings you by, Jack? So that battery didn't matter? Alright, well. Can't say I didn't try. So this is where the showdown's gonna happen.
Isaac, now's our chance.
Nicole?
You can upload the marker from the console. Come on.
Why can't you do it? You're right there. You hit the button. Ooh, there's a guy in the window. See, I needed that battery for right there. Why did my battery disappear? Nothing much. Drunk and love to meet new people and enjoy their streams. Well, thank you. Now that there's nothing going on, we're gonna continue this. We're listening to Creepcast,
For too long.
which is hosted
Comes
by
back.
Wendigoon and
Might not
Meat
be your
Canyon.
dog.
And that is our story for today.
But it's over, so honestly, we need something else to listen to. So we're gonna listen to Everyone Hates KSI Song by Sad Boys. Oh, there we go.
I don't know. Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things. Also, I'm Jarvis.
That is a very good summation of how we feel a little bit. Cause
Yeah. Okay. Listen,
we're children first.
we're children. First of all. Second of all, Sparking Zero is out on pre-release, and we both want to play it. And
I
so
think you're very
we're gonna
beautiful.
Do it
Aw, well, thank
after
you.
we record today, and it'll go on the Patreon. You don't have to watch it. It's going on the Patreon so that we think it's worth.
So that it feels.
It's a little
not
bit
weird.
like how, it's like when you put a child in a suit. He thinks he's doing business.
It's us. We are the turds that we're polishing.
Yeah.
We're gonna. But we just booted it up to test it, and I don't know. We both
Booted
had like a
Kai,
rush.
so to speak.
Relax.
We boot. You see what I mean? All right, man.
So that'll be on the Patreon $15 tier.
Yeah, it'll be on the watch along. We're gonna do that for our watch along this week. But it doesn't.
Just because it is
Don't
for the real ones.
Don't subscribe.
Not for that.
Don't subscribe for that.
It's funny that we are playing that today.
Trans or not,
because,
everyone deserves love. Well, thanks.
so
I really don't try to make
sometimes
trans part of my identity. Like, I put it in my bios and stuff just so people don't get confused.
Like texting one another about
But
a certain thing, 'cause
either
we
way,
like
I
to-
appreciate it. Thank you.
And sometimes we talk about it anyway, but it's like a hey, we can explore it on the show thing. Maybe something's changed
Come
by
on,
the time we're there.
we
Life
need to
is
hurry.
it's never static, you know. But this month, huh?
Nothing. Keep moving.
That is the noise that Dipper makes on his plate.
It's true. He makes a human sigh. He basically says,
Cheater.
God dang, man.
Mondays. But I specifically, I don't know what kind of what changed. I have had some.
What are you
doctor
drinking tonight?
Consultations lately, and one of the things they highlighted, because I just mentioned, like, you know, a legendarily bad at sleep. Not just in the regular kind of, I'm a night owl, but just like I don't know how much of it is just a phobia from when I was a kid because I couldn't sleep, but there's something so stressful about just bed at all. I don't mind sleeping on a couch. I don't mind sleeping on an entire ritual. I find very off-putting. And the medication I take now is so heavy that I'm so drowsy. I might miss stuff in the morning, blah, blah, blah. And I basically, like, had a follow-up appointment about
Well, what kind of beer? There's like a lot of kind of beers.
especially over the last 4 years at this minute. They went like, okay.
I had a Voodoo Ranger IPA earlier.
And I know we try and push for the 8 hours, and that's the condition. You are now at the point that is like so bad what you were doing and now sometimes still do. This is not a optimize your life strategy kind of recommendation. It is you have already done permanent damage to yourself. And it's a good job I was already stupid, because it would be probably more noticeable.
Miller Lite. Ooh.
This was about a month ago that probably went.
Can't remember the last
and
time I had a
didn't
Miller
internalize
Lite.
it really. I just kind of heard it, felt it, and then.
This is Sergeant Bram Newman. PSEC evacuation report. The shuttle's gone.
took off and then crashed right back down into the bay. Took a whole crowd with it. Must be 100 people dead. We've lost the rest of the shuttles. God help us. There's no way out. Anyone hearing this, do not land. I repeat, do not land on Aegis 7. Fuck the Ishimura. He's left us to die.
The second one worked a lot better than that first one.
Around the marker itself.
She said the word.
They can't stay in it for long.
I've seen it. With this pedestal. Why there?
It amplifies. The marker's pulse will be felt across the planet. The dead will sleep. And the living will see what can't be forgotten.
You've always had a crush on trans women. Oh, I see. Nothing wrong with that. Sorry, I was just checking messages.
Then 2 days ago, I woke up really late, which I flick in and out of. And I missed a meeting, but I also missed like a couple interesting combos people were having, and I woke up too late to meet up with a friend that we were previously going to meet up with. Wanted to do something that evening. I'm like, I can't just like immediately go do something social. I actually some work I need to do, blah blah blah. And it's such a long running habitual problem, and I think part of it is when I hear people talk about their sleep routine is that they get to the end of the day and they're bored.
I think I'm gonna carry the line gun.
Keep themselves up, but they're
just
bored,
for fun.
And they're like, I'll go to sleep because I don't do anything. And I am the biggest advocate.
Nah, not gonna risk it.
Video games are my favorite art form. I think they're a beautiful thing. I think they can be extremely valuable. It's a emotional palette that you can't paint in any other medium. You know, you can feel fear in a movie, but you can't feel regret in a movie. I think that's like you can't feel excitement firsthand. You can feel I think they're amazing.
You can't feel love in a movie, but you can.
You can't feel love.
With Bulma, huh?
You know what I mean? Like you can't feel love ever because of like you're pretending to do it so that you get money for a podcast, but you don't have like feelings.
You're pretending to love so that you get money for the podcast?
Well, because if people knew that I don't, you're the same. We're all the same. Like, why are we pretending that like you don't feel stuff?
Oh,
you know,
no.
you fake it.
No.
So that they don't find out, like, so the cops don't know what you've done. You know what I mean?
Wait, the cops?
The cops don't know what you've done because you...
I think the only thing I need is stasis, so I'll grab 2 of those.
I'm like, wait, I didn't do anything, officer. I was gaming.
Okay, wait, now I'm back on board.
Okay, I was playing Dragon
And then I'll grab 1 large.
Now, no further questions.
Reverse death penalty for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you actually get the gamer penalty. You're doomed to game. If you die in the game, you die in real life.
I despite that, I think it is an issue for me habitually. And so I have unplugged, put away my PS5. My PC was already not currently set up. I'm moving some stuff around. And I wisely deleted Balatro from my phone.
Nice.
I do not recommend getting that game. It's the best game ever made. You have to get it.
Oh, wait.
Don't get it.
Wait, there's something very, very relevant here.
Oh my god, he's downloading Balatro.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta. Actually, the show's canceled.
Which is play Dragon Ball and Balatro.
I haven't gotten into Balatro because specifically I know
Balatro's on the phone now?
and I can only handle one prediction at a time.
I mean, Jakey's the one that recommended it to me, and like Jakey made it sound like I don't know.
Where do
he's
you
like a
live at?
balanced person. So the way he said it, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds.
I'm
good.
from St. Louis. Well, right around the St. Louis
Respect.
area.
Very
St. Louis is a
respect.
big city.
It's a photo of a whip, and the license plate is Balatro.
And I was like, wait a minute, is this the creator of Balatro? Because who would just get Balatro as their vanity plate?
Someone with passion, brother.
Let me look at creator of Balatro.
His license plate.
Do we know what they look like? Oh,
they're a big card.
Wait, here's a question. I googled Balatro creator, and then I get a bunch of things that say Black Mirror creator issues warning over. What is he saying that that's the new anti-social media?
Oh, it's Charlie Brooker saying it. It's probably him saying it's just because he's a gay guy.
Okay.
Hopefully he's somewhat. He's also extremely old.
Wait, yeah. Do we know the creator of Balatro?
Local?
He's Canadian. Okay.
Oof.
Oh, come on. They don't have cars.
Why? Okay, so why
Big
is this
piles of
random
guts over there.
American Balatro is there.
Shout out to this guy, by the way, for ensuring through legal methods and in his will that you cannot put microtransactions in Balatro.
Oh, that's cool.
Just ever.
That's super simple.
Badass. But again, do not support them. Buy the game. You should buy the game. Support them.
I'll get to it eventually, but I have so much. I have Sparking Zero on the PS5 right now, warmed up, ready to go.
You have Sparking Zero.
And so what?
So we have Sparking Zero or one bit.
It's all one bit.
You should play it now.
No. We're gonna play it after the show.
How long's the show? 50 minutes?
Yeah, how long's the show? It's getting close to being over, right?
How long have we been going?
So 100 minutes. I've still been grinding at Magic. I think I'm building to MagicCon, so for the people who are going to be in Vegas for MagicCon, I'll be there.
Chris Angel will be there doing a road trip.
True, yeah, I think he'll be there.
Let's do this.
He'll be in Vegas.
He's doing it.
Yeah, it's a slightly different. He might get confused. He might show up.
Yeah, that's got to be annoying for the ambitious.
Alright, boys. I need to hear this combat.
Lifting quarantine.
Do you miss them, Isaac?
Alright. 3 health bars, not bad.
Medical empties, days of days. My friends left, came back in body bags, then came back. You wonder, is it insanity if everyone else sees what you see?
I'd never have left you in that place. You know that.
It was my one bright, shining star in that
Sweet. I like loot. I like loot. Yay, I get to save.
Isaac, there's no power in this section. The marker won't move. We're losing time.
It's okay. Hit test connection. What's it say?
Power failure detected. Tether generator. Gravity control.
Well, it's like lost your power. Come on in.
Please hold. Can't fail now.
Sweet. I know there's gonna be another big fight in this room. There's gonna be a brute in this room, I'm pretty sure.
Cannot determine clearance level. Master security override required.
Alrighty. One moment. Okay.
Bring tether control. Cross-contamination field engaged. Warning. Main power interrupted. Tether generators are offline.
Well, this is different. In a good way, but...
Emergency elevator offline. Notifying maintenance. Power restored to east generator. Power restored to central generator. Power restored to west generator. Power restored to tether generators. Ready for restart. Restarting tether. Now entering zero gravity.
Ooh, cool.
Power is flowing again. Come back to the marker quickly. The excavation site's just up ahead. Make us whole.
That was a little dangerous. Okay. Oof.
Exiting zero gravity.
All right, brute time. Nope, not that way, not that way. And one of those. Yep, there's the brute. Okay. And brute's done. Nope. Who's left? Are we good? Hooray, another save. That one was a long time. Are you ready to fight again, guys? Hi. Oof. I don't know who you are, but I don't like you. Not you. Hi, Grum. That's who I don't like. Get romped. Thanks for joining, Grum. How are you tonight? Oh, shit. Okay. Yo! I knew you were around here somewhere. Y'all, you guys deserved a whole magazine. I want you to know that. They tricked me. In a good way. I'm not muted or anything, am I? No, I'm good. Okay, cool. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. am. I'm almost done. How are you tonight? How was your stream? Yeah, it's hard at the beginning. It really is. You mostly get people in here trying to convince you that your stream doesn't look good. Or at least on Twitch, and then they want to sell you stream stuff. Like, oh, I can make you like a banner and like some stuff like that. I'm like, I don't need all that crap. Leave me alone. Oh no. You should try running mini-host modular and using a noise remover. If you look at my tutorial I have on my channel, you can find out how to do that. Just skip to that part of the tutorial. Okay. Give me one. Alright, there we go. Skinwalker Hunt makes your fan run full speed no matter what for some reason. Oh, interesting. Whew. Force gun OP. It's just too strong. If you're gonna jump out, jump out. Oh, I know. The final boss is easy.
Please, Isaac, the hive mind is coming. You have to make us whole.
Who? Oh, y'all are coming? Whoop. Oh, I missed. Hold on, let me throw another one. Wah, wah, wah. Ow, that hurt. Good one. Wow. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Too bad that's not like also on our video log. That is cool because it finally tells you how the infectors are made. Nope, you're not gonna get me. Nope. La-dee-da. Eh. Nope.
There. Now reunited with the pedestal.
We did it. Boop. Hey Grum, are you still here?
Thank you, Isaac. I always believed in you.
I'm thinking about doing Dead Space 2 before I do Dead Space 3. And, I was wondering if you wanted to be on call while I did it, because I've already beaten the game like a million times. I don't even need to pay attention to it. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna die.
Payload. I'll restart the tether. Buys time.
Alright, I'll have to get in touch with you and figure out what nights you're available. Alright, do we leave now? Yep. Beep boop 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 beep boop boop boop.
Come on.
Forget it, Isaac. There's no fixing this.
Huh, this is very different.
Let who go? Can't you see how delusional you are?
We've got to go. The payload from the planet crack is about to fall.
I gave you a chance to come around, Isaac. But if you still won't see it, I'll help you. One last time. Wriggling override. This time, watch to the end.
This is very different. I like this.
Oh, I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. Oh, I just wish I could talk to someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. Strange. Such a little thing. Just had a talk. That's all this research was in the end. Not much, is it? Just had to make it listen when he begged for convergence. But I had a different prayer. It spoke. And then it listened. Make this
This is totally different.
Maybe it understood, but I can't return what was taken. Why can't I see you again, Isaac? I loved you. I always loved you.
Do it. Do the move. Yeah. Go night night juice. She go goodbye, goodbye.
She's Elizabeth Cross, that scientist from hydroponics.
Oh wow! Wow, big twist! Wow!
And Nicole for you. Jacob. No. Nicole's been dead this whole time. And you knew, didn't you?
I knew something wasn't right, but she'd been through so much. And
At least now it'll be in safe hands. The marker won't turn anyone else into its puppet. Give me the loader remote. No. It's over. We're whole again. For Christ's sake, I'm not going to ask again, Cross.
no, enough people have died.
Then just do it. I've got nothing left to lose.
Okay. She said do it.
It's better this way, Isaac. You'll never recover from what the marker's done to you. And when the tectonic load drops, all this will be buried. Just like Earth God wanted.
Warning. Seismic activity increasing. Evacuate to safe location.
Wow, that was an awesome twist. I was not expecting to get it fucking twisted in a game I know very well. Congratulations, Motive.
The shuttle. I can still make it before she leaves.
Ooh, they're using the original sounds. I love it. Give me the loot. I don't know what to do with these 6 nodes. It's too late to use any other gun. And I don't have the 2 upgrades for this. Apparently I didn't find them. Alright, I guess I'll just hold on to them for New Game Plus. Okay, so oh, I know I'm good for ammo. I wasn't thinking about buying any. Replacing headset battery. There we go. Alright, time to kill this bitch. Pretty sad my girlfriend's dead. Damn, shit looks awful out here. What happened? Bye. Too bad you don't have any armor on. I tried. I tried. Can't say I didn't try. You'd be a liar. That's a lot of loot boxes. That's a lot of loot. I'm not gonna get distracted by the loot. I don't need the loot. I need you to die. Alright, hit a reload and left. Well, that's new. I like that. I like new. Give me the loot. Nope, switch. Okay. So they're just like slow mines. Okay, cool. No big deal, no big deal, no big deal. Come on. I'm glad they made this fight harder. I needed additional fucking stress. Fucking hell. Yeah, no shit. I don't have anything else though, dog. Oof. Ow. Okay. Need to eat the small. Okay. Nice. Good hit, good hit, good hit. I am not having fun here. Oh! I'm in the worst spot. I'm in the worst spot. Oh man, okay. This is very bad. I think I'm out of health packs. I shouldn't have got rid of my mediums. I didn't expect a reworked fight. Might have to rewind. Oh man, I'm fucking stressed. What do I got? 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 Yeah, man, I'm fucked. If I get hit, I'm done though. Nope, 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 nope. Ah, fuck. That's it, that's it, that's it. That's all the health I got. Oh no, this is bad. Why is this aiming? Why is the aim fucking sensitivity off? Well, thank God for the rework on that fight. Again, motive. A round of applause. Actually made me fucking stressed. I was not expecting a huge combat section. I was not expecting the acid. There was a lot changed in that. That's very subtle but very good. Very good additions. Oh, I want to take it with though. I just want to take it with though. We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Ooh, I see those little emojis in my YouTube Studio panel. Untouchable! Woo! We did it. No, don't take that off. Okay, I thought he was gonna take off his kinesis module. So no, take that off.
Oh, I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry.
Well, she dead. She dead. Okay. Alright, cool. There's a fast forward button. We like that. Oh, yes. Thank God for the fast forward fast button. Yeah, it still has to be fast enough for everybody to actually get time on the screen. Even if it's only a couple of frames. I like the original credits for the original game better because the credits come down and every name is in like marker text, and then as it goes by it like changes from marker text to human text. English, I mean. Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited to see what I get for this because I haven't had it spoiled for me. I don't know what the rewards are. Ooh, the burnished suit and the hand cannon. The burnished suit. I guess we'll go check it out. And here's proof for anyone on the internet that doubted you can do it. Impossible, 16 power nodes, completed game. You can new game plus your impossible mode. You can't new game plus into impossible mode, but if you beat impossible, you can new game plus impossible. Pretty sure you don't get to pick difficulty because it just skipped immediately for me. Yeah, but I didn't pick that. I just hit next and then it went immediately to... Here, I'm watching the VOD and I hit continue.
I think it's me. Oh, I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry.
I'm double checking. I'm watching the VOD right now.
Everything. I just wish I could talk to someone. It's all falling apart.
Oh, I guess I didn't switch the difficulty. Okay. So I guess I can go back to main menu. Ooh. Or maybe I didn't get... I mean, it looks like I... But, you know, who knows? Maybe I just clicked. We're gonna check right now, though. Yeah, I'll use the keyboard instead. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. There you, yeah, so you just gotta select impossible from that mode. Can I skip the intro cutscene? I'm probably not, right?
That thought they were there to network.
He's like, I am walking on the plane.
These guys are weird.
Yeah. He's like, isn't a planeswalker when I like was on the wing of a plane or whatever?
Yeah, he's walking on it. Quite the trick.
I have not wavered.
Though there is a craft element to it outside of like just the skill development. I feel like Magic as a habit and a hobby is bringing you things into your
why do you have to do that?
Like going to a lot of locals and stuff. I'm trying to remember what I was even gonna say.
So you're saying I should just get off now?
I'm just trying to get good. And MagicCon is gonna be fun because it's also the World Championship, and so I'm excited to like enjoy it in a way where I can like watch all the games, I can learn, I can like meet people. I'm playing in a little draft event.
I know I have to get to the first store.
And Brian Kibler and some people.
Is it public that you're also there's a?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's been announced. So we're doing a actually that's Magic themed. I'm gonna do terrible. So that's
actually you'll try your best.
Yeah, I'm gonna do poorly. Superman does terrible, so that's gonna be fun. But I think that'll be the season reset mentally for Magic, and we'll see what the beyond is like. But I would like to. I
already have my armor on though.
Habit space. I've been doing so poorly lately, like just mental health wise, that like I can at least escape into a game.
I mean, hey, I could not be more of an advocate for it. I think it literally. I just noticed I've been playing lately and really genuinely not enjoying myself, like in a really
well, yeah, I have to go get my suit
mood kind of way.
Yeah,
and I've had the exact same issue with drinking too, and I
I have my
don't
armor
know,
I worked hard for, though.
It sort of just felt
I
like
paid money for this
we've
armor.
been talking about habits, and also you've often been very like proactive about your health with certain stuff, and that's inspired me. And sometimes it just feels like it's very cliche, but
I'll get us into hailing range.
starting the diet tomorrow, that kind of thing, or maybe for the new year, it's like I'm gonna quit drinking, but like Halloween's this month, you know. And the truth is that I do always also have a humming anxiety about any missed day, because I'm like, well, what if that's my last September in the US? What if something happens with my visa or something? And I woke up very early this morning. I did not want to wake up very early this morning, but my body sleeps for 1,000 hours if I go to bed at 5 a.m. and it sleeps for 3 if I go to bed any earlier than that for some reason. But I woke up super early. I feel fuzzy as hell.
Yeah.
But it, like we talked about it maybe a couple weeks ago, like exercise, even though it's not immediately rewarding, if that 1% step in the right direction, I don't know, it gave me just like a little kick up the ass today.
That's very true. The like the momentum from doing something small.
Working out is pretty great.
As small as like picking up a shirt from your floor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That can be the thing that gives you the momentum. It's kind of like when you go to the gym or you exercise and then you're like, well, I should eat a healthy meal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it kind of like everything starts to compound.
The more you have, like even if you build up like a savings of like just $100, the $150th is like more exciting than that's like the thing that's tricky about starting
I've
savings.
used the same metaphor where it feels like when I'm at my lowest, I'm trying to take deposits from the bank, but there's no balance.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to overdraft, and then that's bad. And
Wells Fargo is charging you like $30 because in the UK the overdrafts are smaller and you just literally didn't realize.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when you have no money in your bank account and you get charged those fees, it's like, who is that really harming? Because it's just adding insult to injury. Oh, I already don't have money, now I have less. And that's just, you know, from my personal experience when I was younger. But
and we're saying it with empathy to people in that situation now.
Yeah.
Good call.
But from a mental health standpoint, like trying to do the things that give me energy or keep me like energy neutral versus the things that drain me. It's a very tough balance, and the answer is always, in my experience, to do those healthy habits, like whatever you can manage, because then it will beget more healthy habits. But it's easier said than done, because for me, it just takes like one bad, you know, day or one bad event to feel like I'm sliding backwards in progress.
Do you feel the same way where, so having something done, regardless of when, having all the
achievement
all your
pack
clothes
rat
hung up all the way, space being tidy, clean, etc. That, no matter what,
at least I start the game with my suit,
because it's just less stress, it's less pressure, it's not.
It's like the physical manifestation of like a less cluttered mind.
Yes, yeah, but then with the clarity of mind, there are still the issues, more like ethereal issues that you're dealing with, existential things, and then also things that aren't the tidiness of your apartment. It can be like other literal things. It could be the tidiness of a different room.
Oh, Nicole's up there. Don't worry about it.
Feel like
she'll let us in.
Catharsis that comes from the process of doing it and the feeling of completing it.
True.
Was a gift.
It'll go out later though.
I don't think I ever had that before ADHD medication, and I think that's why I didn't ever do that stuff. If I had to name the thing that changed, it was being happy because I'm doing my laundry, not just relieved that I don't have to.
I know. I still struggle with that. Like, there's a lot of things that make me feel not normal with regard to like how I experience the world, and a lot of it's like
my rig is upgraded too.
Enjoy, like, give them energy, and that's why they enjoy them. In a lot of cases, or are rewarding in some way. And by energy, I actually don't mean give them energy, but like give a, you know, happy brain chemicals to like the reward center of their brain.
Yeah, and it is that drip feed.
And it's like I don't get that for like a lot of things, and I think that's just with ADHD too. There's just like imbalance of like, you know, your dopamine, and I'm not a psychologist or scientist, but anyway, like shit's fucked up with your reward centers of your brain.
That's the thing is like same, you know, very inconsistent. Right now, my place is a tip, but I don't know. That always sticks. I literally remember the first day I ever had any of my medication, and it was before I had my medication for being insane. That was I didn't know I was bipolar, but I had the ADHD medication first time, 24 years old, I think. The only thing I remember about that was getting to the office and it kicking in right at the beginning of a meeting, like a quarterly review type thing. And the colors seeming a little brighter because I was satisfied that I got to the meeting on time.
Right.
Not
Ooh, that's relatable.
Just dreading being late. Oh, dude, it was this, like, the tiny little bit in the middle, and that doesn't mean, you know, next depression wave, I'm not going to be a little over the shop, I'm not going to fuck up the sleeping thing, but I think that's, like, maybe the most, like, profoundly difficult to explain to, especially, like, if you're a little younger or, like, have more self-doubt about your ability to get back on rhythm, about, falling out of a habit is not you failing the habit in the first place. Just like breaking up a relationship doesn't mean your relationship is never valuable, or it's not like you need to marry your first partner ever for you to be good at the relationship. And I don't know, it's never like a finished problem or a solved problem, but it, I don't know, I encourage people to explore mental health because it obviously my psychiatrist I am.
I think that like the pursuit and like trying these things is a valuable act, regardless of if you succeed. You know, because you have to try in order to put yourself in the position to succeed anyway. So
like learning to learn, kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's like whenever I slide back on habits, like there's lots of things that I want to be better at, and I don't think I'm succeeding, but. I try
Going to bed. Later, Skater.
You know.
Thanks for hopping in, Grum. Thanks for cheering me on as I won and keeping me positive, because I thought I was gonna lose, but you said I could do it, so I believed in you.
Yeah, it's like more ingrained. Yeah.
I believed in the you that believed in me.
I don't mean I like walking necessarily, but that's now pretty net neutral, which is I think why I have like a little. Resentment's the right word. I find it very frustrating when I see people talk online about how like there's all these quiet quitting. Everyone's quiet quitting. These people in their 20s, they don't want to work. They don't want to put the effort in. And it's like yeah, it's because they're being underpaid and overworked, then criticized for not doing enough outside of that to get at that position. And it was
no acknowledgement of this systemic problem that's like led us here,
or the luck that leads to the person judging them, setting them up. It's a very good like you can describe whatever amount of merit you want to like even what we do, right? We're physically able and comfortable doing this, and a lot of people would be, no matter like the viewership they're getting or the satisfaction they're getting from a project, cripplingly anxious to be on a microphone. Sure, that for whatever reason,
it's a privilege.
It's just you could be in a more privileged position than us in an objective sense. Sure, you could be a Kennedy. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's all that's above us. There's nothing else.
The Kennedys, yeah.
But then
the brainworms that live inside of one of the Kennedys.
Well, those are the Kennedys.
Those are the Kennedys.
They're like a mech, you know?
Right. It's the hive mind.
Yeah, they're wearing. We are
the Kennedy.
We are putting a whale on my car.
We are cheating on our wife.
Everything's locked down because of
a gun.
And you're both in Texas. So how do we do
We are driving past a book depository in Texas.
Yeah, thankfully everyone will see that there's two shooters.
We are
There's a broken
biography.
tram car tunnel, gridlock.
Yeah, do you think any of the other ones fell?
And the data board's right now. I can't lift the lockdown or call the tram until I get a spare from
But I think it's, I don't know, like,
but it's all
I
on
know
ice
it comes up
inside
a lot for us, but I
I'll
feel
handle
like
it. Just make sure
I
there's power.
don't necessarily expect anyone to hear.
I'm sure Nicole's okay.
In fact,
She's a doctor,
right? We've had people give
She'll do the smart
attitude,
thing.
especially when they've done that. hey, you know, you'll learn from it, you'll get better, you'll feel better. And it's like, even if I capitulate to that 100% and say, like, that absolutely will happen, it's completely okay to be annoyed by having to do the process of that, because that happens in real time. It's not a montage.
When you acquiesce to the will happen, things will get better. That, for me, I think about that in the long term, but like I'm still gonna have mile markers, right? Like things feel.
Yeah, and saying it's with patient help, that is itself.
Yeah.
Oh, like
I've not been at a great mile marker recently, where like I have felt pretty bad this week and just like very like disillusioned and very like disappointed with my life in a lot of ways. And obviously,
the door malfunction between you and the maintenance bay.
all of these
Can you
positive
fix it?
points and privilege
No,
and all that,
but I
but
found
you
a
know,
stasis module.
when you're in the thick of
If I'm
it,
faster than I got
shout out to KSI. When you're in the thick of it, it's very hard to see the things. And like for me, like that kicked off because I had like a full philosophy about that.
Isaac, don't bother shooting those fuckers in the head.
And
It doesn't
basically,
even slow
like,
them
they
down.
didn't find anything wrong with me outside of
way
a
is
couple
hacking
things
the
that are
board.
like, not major contributing factors to like
legs.
my fatigue.
Does that even
and
kill
my,
them?
like the general
Or did they just stop
everything that's
moving?
wrong with me. And it's like it stinks that I feel like I'm back to the drawing board, but at the same time I eliminated, you know, an area.
It's more doing better than the year ago.
Putting forth the work, but I'm so impatient and I want these problems to be fixed and I want to feel normal and blah blah blah, you know, and it's like it's so hard to like reconcile that with like reality.
And that's why it's so ridiculous.
Ow. All right, I don't have a kinesis.
Because the promise of maybe having an
Also goes out to people in Florida right now. The Hurricane Milton situation is absurd. There was a we were going basically said like if you don't leave,
You got it.
you're gonna die.
The tram was jamming the whole system.
Yeah, cause
That's one down.
close is that to?
You said a data point was right
it's so
Inventory
Tampa's
says there's a spare board in a maintenance
sort
bay.
of
We can't run the
southeast
trams
of
without it.
Gainesville, southwest, sorry, of Gainesville. But so all of like my people are like inland and like far enough away from things. I was also just checking up on all my Floridians. You know, like Drew is further south than still like more inland, but it's just like potentially, you know, based on all the projections, it's gonna be so bad. And it's like many hours of travel get out of the city.
And no, like, I mean, I don't know. And social securities and networks and functions that keep people safe when bad things happen in their life are gradually, actually pretty rapidly being eroded by the powers that be. But hypothetically, as a democratic socialist nation, we're supposed to have the insurances for things that are, especially things that are not your fault, including like health developments or pre-existing health conditions, or like, you know, deep in the UK medical system and been heavily supported. Scans constantly, never It's crazy how much America is willing to just rob you of your personhood because of chance. Like, if you even want to be a complete psycho and argue for, hey, America's a capitalism's a meritocracy, and if you work hard, blah blah blah. There's no that means that if your fucking house is blown away, that
Yeah,
there's...
I don't even know, like how much. I'm a little bit, because I now live on the West Coast, I'm a little bit out of the loop when it comes to hurricane stuff, but I don't know how long this storms it's just such a horrible.
Are we good?
Because
yeah, I mean, the initial thing is bad, but
yeah, you just gotta, because you just so many people are, first of all, worried about their personal safety, the safety of their life, also their homes, belongings, family, animals.
It's like dread of right now, but also who knows how long. I think that is a discussion. No matter the thing, different levels of severity, obviously. I think dread in the moment when your heart rate goes up, to chill down your spine, cortisol. That's a great way to do it. When you get away from a saber-tooth and you go back to the cave, now that's what they're so cheap. Basis for being able to process long-term consequences and fear, because okay, well now you escape the saber-tooth, now go and rest, get your energy back, and then if you see the saber-tooth again, you know what to do. This is completely out of your control to the extent where it's like, escape the saber-tooth, and then you know there's 50 saber-tooths on there right away, so sleep well. Yeah, there's involved. If something major happens in the meantime, also
Just our thoughts. There's like this is crazy, and
this is hurricane season right now.
There's still people denying climate change, despite the fact that it's like Hurricane Katrina happened when I was a kid, and I was in the South, and like I was, it. We could have just had to like patch whatever we could. And like there's like insurances, like
Isaac, we can't stay here much longer.
It's kind of like in California how it's like nearly impossible to get wildfire insurance.
Daniel, get ready to go.
There's such a risk that people don't want to take the risk, but it's just things have just been so much worse over I don't like kind of say so much worse, but just like so much more frequent in severe.
It doesn't matter. I don't need any upgrades right now.
It's been similar, like, and there's like meteorologists who've been working for decades and decades. Like there was one guy who went viral. He was like on the verge of tears describing the sort of scale of this storm, how extreme things have seemingly become.
It's such a bizarre focal point for a cultural war. I don't know. Maybe a little.
Fuck you! I'm getting out of here.
Well, we've been around for like early 2000s culture war stuff. But if you look back on it, I remember such a gay marriage and kind of institutional queerphobia, right? And that, though oppression very much sustained, and the visibility of queer people
Data board reinstalled. System restart complete.
But as far as a culture war topic, gay marriage in particular, the marriage element in like the Obama administration, it became kind of passe to be against it. It became a little bit like, okay, well, yeah, gay people should allowed to date and like they should be together, which was not the opinion, bro. Like that was previously the argument. And then
Now arriving at front desk trap control.
we've come back with like people arguing about that. Aren't we done with that? Yeah. Sorry, we're doing climate change again?
Yeah.
Jeez, it'd be like if we were, well, I guess actually I was about to say it'd be like if we were arguing about the Black Plague, but we kind of just did that. We argued.
We're on board.
Something hit the roof, but it seems operational.
Like during the vice president debates, J.D. Vance wasn't willing to say that
be ready for anything.
he believes in climate change, which is
You and Johnson fix up the Kelly. We report to the bridge. Standard emergency protocol.
That was like Stockholm syndrome.
People are dying.
Actually, I'm not expecting anyone else. We stick to procedure. We'll get through this.
It's just like, to me, just illustrates like how pointless the spectacle of debates are.
Oh,
you know, because it's an acquired skill that has nothing to do with whether or not, like if you do debate for something like that, which I think J.D. Vance would debate, and it's like you have to debate positions that are just completely ridiculous, and so you just like learn all.
I'm
these
almost
people.
there.
The point is that the way the your ideology doesn't matter.
It's just the martial art. Chess, it's a horrible martial art that has no bearing on what the truth is.
They knew
But okay, so kind of a weird intro to the show.
Isaac, we made it to the bridge.
But hey, if that's not really we're talking about.
Damon's trying to get to the bridge.
I mean, I was correct right before the show, but it was
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I think
Fully upgraded plasma cutter still struggling with these assholes.
The show, the range, let's say, is that we can kind of jump around. Jump up, jump down. Let's move on to this KSI situation. Which is genuinely so funny to me.
Speaking of stuff that I was actively avoiding because good for the show.
Yeah.
Reaction kind of thing.
Okay, so we can't. So KSI released. This is like such a funny thing because it wouldn't otherwise be news. But KSI released a song, and all I know, I haven't listened to the song. So we're gonna listen to the song off the show. Like we're not gonna show you us listening to the song because he's claiming everybody who uses the song, which is how you know it's good. And that he actually.
Haley, I need you to
and he's actually not even miffed.
I'm actually laughing.
Not even upset. He's actually laughing.
Very chuffed. Run with it.
Yeah. So,
Fucking monsters.
You didn't hear anything? We're gonna watch it and give our reaction.
Isaac,
And then we're gonna look at the reactions because if you haven't heard about the situation, it's way more amusing than you would expect. Okay, already. Okay, so featuring Trippy Red.
Well, we're dead.
And hey, it's got. I mean, this is why it's.
This is becoming really difficult without kinesis.
Sauce It's a it's a wintry mountain range. I assume this is what your hometown looks like.
Yeah,
It's a wintry, your barbarian land. No.
Okay. All right, we're back, everybody.
No.
I'm
not losing two good people for nothing.
Surprised that it's as bad as it is.
What about the command computer?
I genuinely.
All the primary systems are locked down with the captain's codes.
I
So we
don't
find
want to
Captain
do like the
Mathias. Track his
over
ring.
exaggerating thing, but it's not good.
The only criticism I would give, sincerely, is that it
Okay,
is shit.
here, Captain Benjamin
That would
Mathias.
be the only.
Location
Are the
medical.
lyrics on here?
I think that they should have.
Deceased?
I think that I have so much respect for all of the named 3D artists at VFX
You're
Studios,
closer to medical.
and I'm sure
You can double back
that
and cut
they
your
were
main
not
route.
given
Find
proper
the captain's body
situation
and get
to
his ring.
succeed.
With his
Payload
codes, we...
exposure.
This should not have had
What was
3D
that?
animation.
I know. Nothing in it was
so bad.
It's only the ice part is the thing that would need to be that way.
Yeah.
The hurricane unnecessary.
Why did so much of it take place in the 1990s office? What is the metaphor that I'm missing? I'm in the thick of it. Oh, by the way, he's in the end, he's in the eye of the storm. The little tactless that dropped this during fucking hurricane season.
Wait, is he saying, is he in an office because he's referencing the British sitcom The Thick of It, which is set in
No.
That's
I don't
so
I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of music videos do that, where they like just randomly go into an office to show like.
Hooray! I made it! I'm only a little bit off of it. I could just sell. And I will. I like the security suit a lot, so I'm gonna wear it. It's pretty fucking badass. And I'm gonna save the game now. And then we're out of here for the evening. I'll upgrade something in a minute. Oh, it's right there. Alright, and with that, we are headed off. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you have a good night. And until then, I'll see you next time.